Sierra. I am in the Air National Guard, and I made this account for originally my fitness experience journey, but I figured why not talk about something that would help other people as well. So if you're new here, my name's Sierra. If you are not new, welcome back. I had a couple people comment on my last video, questions that they had, and so I'm gonna answer them. I know it took me a while to make another video, but got a lot going on, but I finally sat down and I'm gonna make the video for you guys. So first question that I got asked was what my ASVAB score was, and the ASVAB is a test from A to Z. Everyone's like, oh, you could study, but it's a test with so many different things on there, so you can't really study for it. It's just you go in and you give it what you got. So me personally, I got a 55. That's really not the best score that you can get, but I think the lowest you can get is a 30 for the Air Force. It's different for each branch, but I got a 55. The process of getting your job is basically you take the test and then your recruiter does all the work for you, and then eventually he or she will call you and will tell you what you're eligible for. For me, I signed at, I guess, a bad time where it was a super busy, and there was no jobs available. So he's like, okay, you just have to kind of wait until one comes up. So I was like, alright, I've never heard of something like that, but okay. So, I waited and waited, and then eventually I got a call from my recruiter saying that there was one available job that I could get. So, I was already waiting for so long that I was like, alright, I'll take it. And, so really it's just a waiting game for your process of your job. I got another question that was saying what was the PT you were expected to do in BMT. And so wrote it all down. It's 6 days of PT. You're off on Sundays, and Sundays are your more relaxed days where you can go to church if you want to, but you still have to wake up at the same time. You still have a schedule. You're still gonna get yelled at, but it's just no PT. So you have either a run day or a strength day, and typically the run days are 3 days a week, and then the strength are 3 days, so they split them up. So for your run days, it's a 30-minute steady run around a circle. It's not on a track, you'd think it would be, but they say the track for the PT tests, it's on a cement, I don't even know, circle. And it's a 30-minute steady run, and in the beginning you have your stretches to get your body loose, and then they have 6 30-second fast-paced, so I guess sprint if you want to say, and then they have 6 30-second walks, and after you do those 12 intervals, then you go into a 30-minute steady-paced run. And that's where you just run at your own pace, trying to obviously build your endurance up. They have a thing called run belts. My camera died. Okay, so they have a thing called run belts, and it's either red, which is you took your PT test and you're really, really slow, and they want to build you up. So it's different levels of the track. So it's a red, green, yellow, or blue. And blue's the fastest, and then and so on. So you have 30 minutes of a run after that. And then your strength days, a lot of people hated these just because it was kind of a lot more work than the run days, but it built you up. So your first week, you don't PT at all. You're really getting everything that you need, paperwork and your uniform, and it's a lot of running or a lot of walking your first week. So for strength days, when you eventually do them, It's just literally a day of, or no, it's about like an hour. I think your PTs are an hour long. So it's a whole lot of crunches, sit-ups, leg lifts, pull-ups, and don't be afraid. When you do pull-ups, you're with your flight and then another flight. So if you can't do a pull-up, it's okay. Like, you take turns. Then you have squat thrusts, arm rotations, which are just these, but like it eventually hurts. And then push-ups, just regular ones. If you have to go on your knees, they allow you to, but then eventually as the weeks go on, they do not want you to be on your knees. Squats, high knees, and then dun dun dun, they have this thing called pyramid push-ups, and they are going to be the worst thing of your life. I'm going to put a link below of what exactly a pyramid push-up is, so maybe you can start practicing before you go, because I had no idea what a pyramid push-up was until I got there. And I was like, wow, this sucks. So, yeah, I'll put a link below, and you can kind of see what it is and maybe do it on your own before. Another question that I got asked was, how long do the girls have to do their hair in the morning? The MTIs do not care if you're a girl and you need to do your hair in the morning and you need a little bit more time. No, they don't care. It's all about time management. So if you realize it takes a long time for you to do your hair, maybe do it at night when you're brushing your teeth. A lot of girls on my flight actually did it at night. They hairsprayed it down, and then in the morning they wouldn't have to do it. They would just have to like throw a couple more spritz of spray and then like gel it back a little bit, just so like you don't have bedhead and frizzies. But that was really smart to do. Do your hair at night. It is allowed. A lot of people are like, oh my god, you know you can. Yes, you can, and it'll help you a lot in the morning. So yes, girls do sleep with their buns in. What else? Another question that I got asked was about like once you first get there. So when you first get there, it's honestly just a whole, like, everyone's scared. Everyone's just gonna be like, oh my god, like, what did I sign up for, basically. But you need to remember that you are in basic training. It's not like you signed up to do something fun. You just have to kind of go in and do what you have to do and get out. Oh, another thing about the PT. You have PT tests week 1, week 4, and week 7. Your 4th one is the most important, because if you don't pass that one, then you get recycled. And when you get recycled, it's basically to the next flight underneath you, which is, however, mine was 3 weeks. So if you got recycled, you were recycled back 3 weeks. I never knew about the whole recycle thing before I went either. I guess I didn't know a lot before I went. So yes, recycling is a thing. You can get pulled back, and then your graduation date just changes. So like I said in my last videos, just practice your PT. Really just get out and do some cardio, do some crunches, do some push-ups. For the sit-ups for your chest, there is someone holding your feet, so it is a little bit easier. And you only have to go up, your elbows have to go up to your mid-thigh. So you don't have to, it's not a full range of motion, but when you're practicing and you are PTing on strength days, they do suggest you do full range of motion. So once your PT test comes, then once your PT test comes, then it'll be like half of a sit-up for you, because your body will be used to the full range of motion. So it's just little tips like that are important. But don't think that your first PT test isn't important. It is. It's just you're not going to get recycled for it. that's kind of like your first initial, like, to see where you sit. And then your fourth one is so important. Do not try to get on a waiver. If you have a headache, do not say anything, because you will get sent to read, which is the clinic, and it's just like they don't want to see you get hurt. They don't want to make anything, like, make matters worse, so they're going to put you on a waiver. And when you're put on a waiver, you can't do everything that everyone else can, as in PT. And if you can't PT, then you can't test. And if you can't test, you automatically fail and get recycled. So it is a domino effect. Moral of the story, just kind of, if you have a headache, if you have a cut, if your ankle hurts, your back hurts, just suck it up. Your body's not going to be used to, like, what you're doing every day, but eventually as the weeks go on, it will, your body gets used to it. So just suck it up and get through the weeks. Don't get recycled, and graduate on time, because I had a girl on my flight who didn't pass her final PT test and had to get recycled 3 weeks, and she had to call her parents and was like, hey, I don't know if you bought your tickets yet for graduation, but you're not coming on that day because I'm not graduating on that day. So it really is a sucky thing to have to, like, call your parents and say, especially if they already bought their plane tickets. So really just work as hard as you can. I know it is a sucky couple weeks, more than a couple, but when you think about it in the long run, 8.5 weeks is not a lot of time. Just go in, do what you gotta do, get out on time. Don't settle for less. Just keep pushing, and check out the pyramid push-ups. I'm telling you, you might want to start training on those if you have extra time before you leave, because you'll get yelled at if you really can't do one push-up, and the best way to avoid getting yelled at is just kind of, like, do what you're told. Okay, so that's all I have for you. If you guys have any more questions, please comment below. Like and subscribe. I'm so happy to have started this channel and, like, kind of made an impact on people that are going into basic. But really, if you guys have any other questions, just comment below, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.